Something about you needing something from God, yet He's blessing every other person around you, and with the exact same thing you're asking God for, and you're there. At that point, you're tempted to start sulking, asking God, what's going on? Who am I to you? Like, I've put in my best, I've worked, I've prayed, I've served you, I've paid tithes, I've done this, I've done that. Who is this person? And who am I? What has this person done I've not done? I've even done much more better. That's a dicey thing. And I'm not going to be here acting all like I don't understand and it's not really like a bit of a painful, scenario. Or let's be very careful. Jealousy. Hey, good. Is never and would never be the way. Jealousy is never the way. In fact, it brings out the bitterness in us. It brings out the wickedness in us. So you guys saw this viral video of Stan Eze and his wife, their pregnancy announcement with all the ouch, ouch, wow, congrats, and all of that. I saw beyond that, like, whew, loads of lessons. I watched that video till the very end, and I was just looking at the lessons. I was just looking at their lives. I was just looking at everything. I'm like, how exactly did this guy pull through? So he shared about one of his friend that had told him that his wife is expecting. Imagine, she's not only expecting, she's expecting for baby number 2. And he was like, good, when are you going to do my own? Like, this one don't they get to? I never even get one. Like, in fact, let me play the video for you. Watch it yourself.
And to be honest, in my head, I was like, see how you don't they do two now. God, where you go still on our own now.
You see, at this point, I was just like, hold up. God sees the innermost part of your heart. He sees everything. He sees your sincerity. So when he said, I was genuinely happy for them, I got it. And then it was like, these silent prayers that you pray to God, like, God, I want this. Look at this person has already gotten what I'm asking you for. How about me? I caught that. Because at this point, he just sent this message. The message here is that God is blessing people around you with exactly what you need. It's a pointer to make you understand that, okay, my blessing is close by. I know that's a difficult word to hear, especially when you're waiting and you don't really know God's timing and you don't even know how soon and how far it is, right? Truly, if God has destined that is going to give you the next 24 hours, because you don't know, you have no idea, 24 hours is definitely going to look like 24 years, I promise you. So yes, I understand that part, but the fact that he's blessing people very close to you is an obvious sign for you to connect. So that part of him connecting to their blessings, like using them as a point of contact, is something I quickly grabbed. God is blessing everyone around me. I'm like, okay, dear God, you just did this for this person. Please look at me here. I'm here. Please do this for me too. I want it. I need it. I don't know the particular waiting season you might be in at this moment. I feel like beyond the testimony, beyond the story, beyond the announcement, we should see how they were able to tackle all of these things. You should watch the full video on their channel. Like, just watch it and see how he was truly happy for his friend. How about Lolo being busy while waiting? I mean, you couldn't have been able to tell that they were actually waiting if they did not tell you. Like, most probably only their tribals or their friends are aware, or maybe not even fully aware, except those they confided in, because truly I'm not even sure they waited. So you looking at them ordinarily, you see them showing up here, showing up there. In fact, in the video there's a part that she said she was on set. I think she was on set when the first suspicion of whether she was pregnant or not came up. Someone she confided in. In fact, let me play the clip for you.
Let me just see people how I found out. So I was on set. I was producing one of the biggest films you guys will watch.
She was busy. Now, I understand this part of when you asking something from God, especially something as sensitive as the fruit of the womb, children, and it kind of a bit alters the family dynamics, and just maybe your advancement or progress in life. I'll give you a scenario. So there's someone that was talking to me. I had to ask her some questions, and then I was like, how did you navigate your waiting period and all? And she was like, the fact that God had already given his word that he was going to, bless her with children, and she wasn't seeing it. It was like the toughest wait ever. But when God did it, I mean, this one, they even had a medical, confirmation, a medical result of this one is this in your womb, blah, blah, blah. But when God showed up, they forgot the waiting period now felt like yesterday. But something about that waiting period was that some things that they were supposed to do, they were not fully able to do it. So yes, even when you are trying to be very productive, even when you know that yes, you must be productive during your waiting season and active, just to even get yourself much more busy, sometimes there are some things you cannot really avoid. So she was saying that her husband was supposed to go travel to a different state to probably do his master's or PhD. I can't really get at this point. But because they were trying for a baby, and I think it was about 2, 3, 4 years, now I can't remember exactly, she still like, she had to like, I don't know, we're looking for a baby, going apart at this stage in our life. Do you think it's going to help and all of that? So they had to, come back to the drawing board, reconsider it, and he had to stay. So now they stayed for how many years before now he can now, go for his master. So I understand that at some point too, this thing can hinder you and slow you down. Some waiting season can hinder or slow you down, but maybe there's a bigger picture in it, and that's the reason why. But the fact that these people we are, on game, if she said something about you are going to be watching the biggest movie in 2023 like 2024. So she was putting her best. She wasn't showing up to set like, okay, good, and all of that. You get? So she was putting her best, and I think that's another lesson to draw from this their pregnancy announcement. The fact that he was busy, she was busy. In fact, even himself, I mean, Lolo's husband was also on set. You get? So they were literally very busy, still very active while still waiting. This is the shocking part here. The fact that she exercised her faith and made a promise to God. So she was like, she had never actually been so emotional about being a mother, but during the Thanksgiving of this year, she felt it. She really felt it, and she was, very emotional. And she told God that the next Thanksgiving, I am going to come back with my bundle of joy, and I'm going to come and give that, I'm going to share the testimony or something like that. Let's play the clip and so that you can watch it yourself.
And I remember telling God that I was going to come back at the next December Thanksgiving with my bundle of joy.
So the fact that she already exercised that faith, this thing of faith as little as a mustard seed that can move mountain. I mean, when she said that word, I'm like, wow. And truly, she's going to come back next Thanksgiving with her bundle of joys. And I'm like, wow. God hears our deepest prayer when we put the faith. Like, he hears our deepest prayer. And I don't know if you really heard when she said she confided in a friend, and even that friend was like, oh, I trust God, we've prayed along with you. And they held hands and they prayed. That's another lesson, their community of friends. In fact, from the way they even announced the pregnancy to her husband to they telling their friends, it just shows this community of loved ones around them. It shows genuine friendship. And at this point, I'm like, okay, how is our circle like? How exactly is our circle? People that even in your trying time, you can lean on their shoulder. You can be able to talk to them. They can be able to go on your knees for you. I mean, they look at you, and because they cannot come and be asking you what's up, how far. Pregnancy is a very sensitive topic, so to be very honest, nobody will really truly want to do that, especially those that have an interest at heart. They are praying on their knees, and if you bring it up, they are there for you. In fact, it will even be a shocker that they've carried your matter on their head like this. And that was like one of the lessons I picked out again, the fact that they had real community, like real community. And so as adults, we need to invest truly in our friendship, invest in our relationship, invest in our circle, because that will go a long way, like a very long way to help us. These are my few lessons. I don't know. I'm sure you probably have listened to watch the video, or maybe you have not, just go and watch it. But from what I've said, and if you have listened, watched their video, what do you think? What are your own lessons? I think I highlighted like 3 of them. I grabbed my hand, my both hands. What lessons did you get from their pregnancy announcement beyond the wow? What lessons exactly did you pick out of it? If you've watched this video to this end, thank you so much and I appreciate you. Please hit that subscribe button, leave a thumbs up if you love this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.